Hey everyone, welcome back to yet another Marvelous video. This one is definitely going to be a treat for all the Marvel fans out there. Today, we're diving into the story of what might just be one of the most peculiar mutants you can find in the pages of a comic book. I mean, we're talking about a character whose power is so specific that you will probably wonder how anyone even came up with this idea in the first place. So grab your favorite snack, sit back and enjoy as we explore the world of Ice Cream. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Ice Cream? Alright, here's where things get really fun. Ice Cream might sound like a goofy joke, but yes, he is a real Marvel mutant, straight from the pages of the 1983 comic Obnoxio the Clown vs. the X-Men. Most people have never heard of him, and honestly, you can't blame them. Ice Cream is a guy so overshadowed by the X-Men's heroics that he's basically the underdog. His real name is still a mystery, and while most mutants get all these cool and useful powers, Ice Cream gets stuck with the ability to transform himself into, wait for it, any flavor of ice cream he can possibly imagine. Pretty funny, right? Vanilla, Rocky Road, or even any random bizarre flavor you can think of, he can turn into any of them. It's as odd as it sounds, and people, mutants, and humans alike pretty much laughed him off because of it. Role of Ice Cream in Marvel Comics. Let's talk about Ice Cream's not-so-marvelous moment in Marvel history, because honestly, it's the type of story you can laugh over. Our guy Ice Cream was not just a mutant with a pointless ability. He was deep down massively insecure every time he saw the X-Men showing off with their world-saving powers. Which, when you really stop and think about it, kinda makes sense. Imagine being surrounded by superheroes throwing lightning, shooting lasers, or reading minds, and there you are, realizing your one special trick is something absolutely useless in a fight. It has got to hurt knowing everyone else is saving the world, while your big claim to fame is melting into dessert. He felt ridiculous, and you can't really blame him. You would probably feel a little left out too. But Ice Cream was not just going to mope around feeling sorry for himself. He heard about the legendary Danger Room, the X-Men's super high-tech training center, from the mutant grapevine, and he came up with a plan. It was basically a if you can't join him, then wipe him out kind of plan. He spent months plotting, studying, and memorizing the entire layout of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, just waiting for the right time to strike. And as fate would have it, he waltzes in on the exact day Professor X decides to throw a birthday party for Kitty Pryde, with Obnoxio the Clown showing up as the entertainment. So instead of an empty mansion and easy sabotage, Ice Cream walks into a full-on party. Pretty bad timing, right? Anyway, Ice Cream got detected by Cerebro, a mutant detecting machine that Professor X uses, but his signal was so weird it actually overloaded the whole device, knocking out Professor X. And if that's not enough chaos, the alarm system throughout the entire mansion goes berserk. It's Obnoxio the Clown, who just happens to be right at the front door, caught in all this confusion. With everyone distracted, Ice Cream finds the perfect opportunity. This gives him the chance to literally melt his way into the mansion and sneak into the Danger Room. All while disguised as, you guessed it, Ice Cream. Now, inside, he finds the X-Men and Obnoxio in the middle of a full-on fight in the Danger Room. Obnoxio, against all odds, is single-handedly fending off the X-Men, which honestly impresses Ice Cream. Instead of just going after the X-Men, Ice Cream basically is like, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of the clown too, and uses the Danger Room controls to try and trap Obnoxio in a different chamber. But things go downhill from there. Professor X wakes up from the Cerebro overload and realizes what's going on. He uses his powers to lower the temperature in the Danger Room control booth where Ice Cream is hiding. You can see where this is going, right? If you're a guy made of ice cream, that's about as bad as it can get. In seconds, Ice Cream is frozen solid. Obnoxio, always the kind of guy who could not resist a good laugh, even in the middle of absolute chaos, looked at the frozen Ice Cream and just couldn't help himself. He saw a giant block of ice cream, and instead of letting the moment pass, he decided the best use of a giant ice cream mutant is to dress him up like a sundae before heading out, totally forgetting he was supposed to entertain for Kitty Pryde's birthday. And that's not where Ice Cream's journey ends. Later on, he ends up joining the mutant nation of Krakoa, teaming up with Bishop, and he does his part to help out in Milford, most notably giving out free ice cream to the local kids. It's a sweet little redemption moment. After Krakoa though, Ice Cream sort of drops off the radar, leaving his fate a complete mystery. Looks, goals, personality, and abilities of Ice Cream. We already know about his powers, turning into ice cream, and it's definitely not what you would pick if you were building a super team. But it does have its moments. He can melt to sneak through tight spaces, disguise himself, or just confuse the heck out of his enemies. Thanks to a gadget called the refrigeration unit, Ice Cream could also freeze himself solid, making his body rock hard if he wanted. In theory, this meant that he could take hits that would stop anyone else, maybe even bullets. Still, as you might have guessed, there was a catch. If the temperature swung too far in either direction, or things got way too hot or dropped below freezing, he was basically shut down and couldn't move or function at all. As you can already tell from the story, Ice Cream is basically every guy who feels like they drew the short straw in life. He's insecure, awkward, and pretty fed up with being overlooked or laughed at. But there's something kind of relatable about him. He just wants to fit in, and he'll go to ridiculous lengths to get out of everyone else's shadow. He's not cruel or truly evil, he's mostly just desperate for a moment in the spotlight, and despite the dumb story arc he has, you can't help but root for the little guy. Marvelous verdict. All that talk about Ice Cream has me craving some right now. Ice Cream is Marvel's most unlikely mutant, who somehow made turning into dessert memorable. Honestly, it just goes to show that in the Marvel Universe, you never know what kind of character is waiting on the next page. Have you guys heard about this character before? What did you think when you heard about his powers for the first time? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed watching this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Until next time.